Alright, so for this segment, we've got Numair joining us for the Premier League segment. So we're going to be discussing, first of all, let's start with the bad stuff. Biggest flop of the season. I'll give you guys three candidates.
Premier League, though?
Premier League,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Three candidates I think are worthy. If you guys want to add anyone else in, that's fine. Got Nicolas Pepe, 72 million, 5 goals, 6 assists. Not very good. We've got Joelinton, 40 million for Newcastle.
Yeah.
As a striker, 2 goals, 2 assists in 38 games played. And we've got Tanguy Ndombele, 54 million. He's played 21 games, 2 goals, 2 assists. They're my three candidates. What do you guys think?
I feel like stat-wise they're all quite a similar level, but like as we were saying in the previous segment, Nicolas Pepe, just because of his price tag that we put on him, I feel like teams are so quick to overpay that they want to lose any valuation just to secure players. And I feel like doing business in that way is only going to backfire if the player doesn't do well. So for me, I feel like it's got to be Nicolas Pepe. I feel like the way he plays as well, he's more of a risk taker than other players, where if he gets the ball, he knows that it's all eyes on him. So either he has to take the shot, and if it goes in, then they'll call him a hero. But if he misses, he'll be slated for it for the whole week. So I feel like, I don't know, with Nicolas Pepe, it's not really.
I think for Pepe, like winning the final saved him from being the biggest flop. I think winning the trophy saved him, and I think. You know, I'm not going to say Joelinton because like Newcastle, they have their own problems right now. And Ndombele is probably the best footballer out of all of these, talent-wise. But just like everything that's happened with like Mourinho and that, yeah, I think I'll go with him. Like he just can't settle at Spurs, innit? And then he's just done some. I've heard that he's done some madness behind the scenes as well. Tried to fight Mourinho or something like that. I don't know, but.
But you say Newcastle had problems, but would you not say that Joelinton probably caused most of those problems?
I don't think any because I actually watched Joelinton. Like he's a good he can hold the ball. He can do what they want. He can do what like Newcastle want. I just think that Joelinton has absolutely no one around other than Sam Maximan.
But at the same time, 40 million. 2 goals for a striker.
But I think the price is not fair because like today's market, like Haller for West Ham, he was about the same price. All these strikers, they go for the same price, you know. So I'm not focusing on the price tag. I'm focusing on like what happened behind the scenes. And I think, and like the team as a whole, and I think Spurs have been disappointed. And I think Ndombele like didn't help. He was supposed to be the star guy in midfield, and he's not. You can't even put him in an FA Cup game because he gives attitude and stuff.
I feel like, you know what you're saying, it makes sense about the price tag, but I feel like it has to be taken into account because the money is important. It decides, it doesn't decide, but it sort of signifies how big of a player you are. Do you know what I mean? We're talking between like 40 million for Joelinton to like 70 for Pepe. The two big numbers. It's like for 30 million, Liverpool could buy like 2 players if you wanted. That's how we view our transfer.
I mean, it depends though, because like.
They have certain expectations.
It does say that, but like Liverpool could buy 2 players for 40 million because they're Liverpool. Newcastle would have to spend 40 million for one player because no one wants to go to Newcastle.
Exactly.
So I don't know if the price is actually accurate.
Away from price, someone who just trash is David Luiz, fam. That's one of the. I feel like we needed.
You might pay like 20 mil, wouldn't it?
No,
in total.
Like 8 mil.
No, but the thing is, I didn't.
That's what I said. It's not. I don't include the price. The price with him isn't the flop, but in terms of performance, I feel like we were in a place where we were already shambolic, and then let me not lie. When I heard David Luiz was coming, I didn't think, oh, it's our saviour. But I'm like, cool, somebody with a bit of Premier League experience. At least it's somebody we know who knows basic defending. You know what I mean? So I'm like, cool. I can't lie. It just got worse.
But I think the price.
I think David Luiz is the flop of the season.
No.
I would put him over Pepe.
No, but I think that the price dictates.
Over Pepe. Yeah, Pepe is not as flop of the season.
The price dictates expectation. So you paid 8 million.
So you agree with the price?
Yeah, I feel like the price is important. I feel like it has to be taken into account because just like you're saying, it tells you because you can with price, it's another stat where you can compare to other people. It's like when you've got a big price tag on you, you know that. Like for instance, how much did you guys pay for Kepa?
72.
He's the most expensive goalkeeper in the world.
We paid 70 for Alisson, right?
65, 70.
Yeah, similar,
So
yeah.
you're able
Yeah.
to compare them, and you can tell that way. So when you pay a certain price tag for a certain player in a certain position, you sort of have an expectation of what they should achieve. And when they don't, in my opinion, that's kind of a flop. Obviously, you have to. I'm not saying that footballers are flops because obviously they have to work hard at their craft.
I personally
But,
don't
like-
agree with the price tag because I think the price tag is not necessarily on like the player's ability, but it's more so on like it's influenced by so many factors like the availability of other players. Like if all the good strikers are gone, then and Joelinton is the last one, then obviously Joelinton is gonna cost more than he would have if there was more options for you. Like when we signed Kepa, Alisson was gone. Like we couldn't. It's not like we could buy
it was
De
a panic
Gea
buy.
or anything. So it was only like Kepa, and it was a panic buy, like you said. So I don't think Kepa's price is necessarily true, and we knew that. Like we knew that Kepa is not a 70 million player.
It doesn't indicate what
But
how he is.
we had to spend that money, otherwise we had to probably go and buy Butland or someone.
Yeah, no, that's fair to be. That's fair to be.
So that's why I don't agree with the price. I just agree more with like the role that the player was supposed to have.
Okay, wait. So with that, let me just throw in another player.
Yeah.
Do you think Harry Maguire has
That's
two chances?
a good shot as well. Personally, I think that his team's final position helped. They achieved what they wanted.
That he
But
got
at the same
Champions
time-
League, right?
At the same time, he hasn't stabilised that defence. He hasn't been a standout defender.
Yeah, okay.
So-
yeah, I agree still.
What, 80 million?
Sounds
Yeah,
stupid.
it
It might be
was,
more.
yeah.
It could have. It was a
It was a lot.
Definitely not worth the money, but I don't think he's the biggest flop. But
Yeah.
I'll ask you this: who do you think has the biggest chance to turn it around? Pepe, Joelinton, or Ndombele, and actually prove their worth?
I mean, I think the guy that showed the most signs is Pepe.
It's got to be Pepe, isn't it?
Yeah.
The way
Pepe.
he
Oh,
told him off.
the thing, Ndombele has ability.
He hasn't played as much, 21 games.
Yeah, no, Ndombele has the ability, but him and Mourinho don't click, so he's not going to be at Spurs, so I can't really say because it's just Premier League, isn't it? I don't think he'll stay at Spurs for long.
Yeah.
So Pepe.
Yeah,
Maybe?
I'm going with Pepe as well,
Pepe.
yeah.
Okay. So you're saying biggest flop Pepe, biggest flop Ndombele,
Ndombele.
and you both agree that Pepe can turn it around.
Pepe probably can.
Yeah, probably. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.